100 years ago, 1919, the world was a different place. It was the dawn of a new era, the end of the Second Industrial Revolution. Cars had just recently replaced horse and buggies. Radios were just starting to show up in American homes, and the telephone was still considered a modern marvel. Einstein, Tesla, Westinghouse, and Edison are a few of the names history has recorded as the innovators and visionaries that contributed to the progress and change the era would be remembered for. But there's one name who changed the look of mankind more so than anyone in the history of the world. That name is Leo Wahl, a young inventor from the American heartland in Sterling, Illinois. Leo single-handedly changed men's grooming and barbering forever when he applied for a patent for a hair clipper with an electromagnetic motor in the handset. Imagine how things might look had Leo's genius not been realized. Thankfully, Leo's patent was granted, and he began production of his clipper design at his uncle's manufacturing plant in Sterling. Success was immediate for Leo and his clipper. Overnight, barbers were able to serve more customers with better service, transforming male patrons into a new breed of man that had a respectable and dignified look. History hasn't appeared the same since. With his newly found success and a commitment to serve the barbering and grooming industry, Leo bought his uncle's company, renaming it the Wahl Clipper Corporation. Leo attributed the instant embrace of his invention by barbers due to the simple fact that they found it to be a great value. Leo knew for his company to enjoy future success, he would have to produce the same intrinsic value in each and every Wahl product. Leo committed to do just that. He wasted no time and got to work. Just a year later, in 1920, Leo added a spring tension device to his clipper design. Within a couple short years, the Wahl Clipper Company expands north to Canada when Leo strikes a handshake deal with his college roommate, Al Swenson, to distribute Wahl products in Canada. In 1923, Leo finds the need to expand operations and moves into a plant on 3rd Street in Sterling. From there, he continued to perfect the spring tension device in the Model 88, 89, and the 79, making Wahl the barber-preferred tool of choice. Leo's ambition and ingenuity knew no bounds. Behind his clipper designs, he developed massagers, hair dryers that were lightweight and silent, sharpeners. He even designed a malt mixer. By the 40s, Wahl products were in high demand. The company was producing upwards of 2,000 products every day. As Leo worked to create the flow of value, he began manufacturing every component for his wares in-house, excluding only the cords and the screws. This alignment of enterprise allowed him to constantly improve upon his designs and perfect manufacturing practices to produce the flow of value he sought in his products. As American armed forces headed overseas during World War II, Leo was greatly honored when duty called on Wahl to support the effort by supplying clippers and shears that would help keep our soldiers' hair out of their eyes on the battlefield. While away, American GIs, with their government-issued flat tops, introduced their European comrades to Wahl clippers, inadvertently creating brand interest. At mid-century, American manufacturing had become recognized worldwide as second to none. The words "Made in the USA" on a product assured customers that it was the finest money could buy. The Wahl Clipper Company was truly representative of the great American manufacturers and played a large part helping to create this reputation. For Leo, the son of German immigrants, this gave him a great sense of pride. But even more than that, he was humbled to find the company he started as an example of the American dream. In 1954, Leo handed leadership of the company to his 3 sons. Warren became president, Robert vice president, and Jack would become managing engineer as Leo remained chairman of the board. With the war behind them, Americans were enjoying the prosperity of post-war life and on the cusp of yet another change. This time, change would be cultural. Televisions had made their way into people's homes, and a new type of music exclaimed it was here to stay. Rock and roll took the world by storm, and the hairstyles of musicians and movie stars of the era became the look of the decade. Once again, the Wahl Clipper Company's innovations would aid barbers with the tools that would make these iconic styles possible. Beyond the support for professionals, Wahl introduced a consumer line in the 50s with a deluxe home hair cutting kit. In 1957, sadly, Leo would pass away after 38 years of leading the company with over 100 patents to his name. That same year, the company would move into a larger, new location at North Locust Street in Sterling, Illinois. Warren, Jack, and Robert continue in their father's footsteps, leading Wahl pushing to innovate new products. In 1961, the Wahl Clipper Company introduces the first pet trimmer. 62, the Taper King. 64, the Clipper Vac. And in 67, the company launches the first cordless rechargeable clipper, followed by a trimmer the following year. With the developments made in battery technologies, Wahl opens a new electronics division in 1971, which creates the first cordless rechargeable soldering iron. Once again, Wahl brings change to an industry overnight and captures 90% of market share within the first 2 weeks upon release. In 1977, Jack Wahl steps into the role of president of Wahl Clipper Corporation. Jack would oversee the company develop new products such as the Groomsman, the first battery-charged facial trimmer, the 4-in-1 back massager, the Z-Curl custom curling iron, and the Dynaflex, just to name a few. During Jack's tenure as president, the Sterling headquarters sees a 150,000 square foot addition, and overseas operations expand by adding locations in the UK, Germany, China, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. In 1997, Jack, like Leo, would entrust the Wahl Clipper Corporation to his son, Greg. Together, they have expanded the product line, introducing the Wahl Swivel Trimmer, the Clip-In Trim, the Trim Vac, the first Goatee Trimmer, and the introduction of lithium-ion technology. They even produced a clipper for NASA astronauts to use in space. What started as a single patent from a modest manufacturing plant has grown to 7 factories on 4 continents, 22 sales offices around the world, serving over 165 countries and over 274 patents related to the barbering, salon, and pet grooming industries. To this day, the Locust Street address remains the company's headquarters and is a physical testament to Leo's legacy. After 100 years of service, 4 generations of Wahl leadership have remained true to its values. The tradition of innovation and creating value by adhering to what has been coined the Wahl Way. At its foundation, the Wahl Way is built upon the values Leo exemplified, with hopes of inspiring a culture where everyone is treated fairly, with honesty and integrity. At Wahl, this begins with the company providing sound stewardship for its 1,500-plus employees and committing to responsible and ethical environmental practices. The Wahl Way exceeds customer expectations by empowering each member of the team to succeed by encouraging innovative thinking. After a century, the Wahl Clipper Company sees these values to be fundamental to success and requires every individual be met with respect and led with humility. Manufacturing innovation consistently is the goal of the enterprise, and mandates improvement is sought constantly, the byproduct of which is quality at the source, better practices, and the embrace of new technologies. When enterprise is aligned in this fashion, only then will systematic thinking and constancy of purpose occur. Ultimately, the Wahl Way is the path to manufacture what Leo captured in his first pair of clippers, and had promised to produce in every product from that point on. Value. Remaining true to that commitment, the Wahl brand's heritage is comprised of a long list of innovative products that have forever changed the barbering, salon, and animal grooming industries. Since Leo's first clipper, we have produced a physical embodiment of 100 years of Wahl innovation and tradition. A lot has changed over our 100 years, but we remain committed to serving you, our customers, with tools that create value. As a company, we pledge to never stop innovating, to further the possibilities of your art, your craft, your passion. Together, we move forward into our second century of excellence, just like Leo would have wanted it.